So this other day, Danai and I were just sitting in our room. I was studying and she was playing on her phone. When all of a sudden we heard a knock on the door. "Who is it?" Danai asked. "Kazi," a shout came from the door. "Come on, don't tell me you're scared." "Oh my God," she jumped from the bed, rushing to the door. "Dude." She opened the door, and standing there was this handsome, muscular, deep-voiced and well-dressed devil. She invited him in and started with the introductions. "Okay, so Kazi, this is Nakai. She's my roommate and also my friend. Nakai, this is my cousin Mdudusi from my dad's side." Mdu said, "I'll be honest with you, cousin. If you had told me that you have such a fine-looking roommate, I would have been visiting you every day, twice on weekends. It's a pleasure to meet you, Nakai." I just stammered. Hi. Dude just said, "Okay. Anyways, cousin, I'm on my way to town. Just wanted to come by and see how you're doing." They started talking. I just froze. I don't even remember much of what she said up to the time he left. I couldn't stop blushing, guys. I tried to hide it, but it was hard. I tried going back to my studies, but nothing was getting in. I was just staring at the same page for a long time, to a point that Danai started noticing that something was up. "Are you okay?" she asked. "You seem a little bit shaky." I just said, "Yeah, I'm good." Okay, the fact that you're failing to speak properly definitely means something is off. Especially considering how confident you usually are. "What's wrong? Talk to me, hey." I just responded, "No, don't worry about it. Besides, you'll probably just laugh at me, so let's just forget about it." Then I say, "Laugh at you? Why would I do that? Come on, talk to me." "Okay, please don't laugh at me because it's really stupid. Look, Mother Teresa, I'm the one offering to help you out, so just tell me what the problem is," she said. I responded, "Okay. So the thing is, I've never felt this way about anybody before. But when your cousin walked in, the moment I saw him, I just froze and lost all sense of reasoning. To be honest, I don't even remember most of what you guys said when he was here." She laughed hysterically and said, "Wonders shall never end in this world. Wait, so let me get this straight. For months, I've been trying so hard to get you a man and possibly get you laid. You kept resisting. And now all of a sudden you have fallen for my brother, who you only saw once." She laughed even more. I just said, "This is why I didn't want to tell you," even though I was blushing. Then I, laughing even more, "I'm sorry, baby girl. I didn't mean to laugh. It is just shocking to hear Holy Mary, you, talking like this. Anyways, don't worry, I'll help you out. And by the way, what you're experiencing is called being in love, and it is perfectly normal for someone your age." I never even got to finish my studies that day. I could see how happy Danai was that I was finally opening up to these kind of things, because to her, it was like I had an allergy when it came to relationships. Without even telling me or giving me a heads up, Danai went to her cousin one day, and I have no idea what she told him. All I know is that they came back together around 5 p.m. and she told me to get dressed. I asked where we were going, and she said it was a surprise. I went over to my closet, and the sight of it was not very pleasing. I was just a poor village girl, so you can understand what kind of clothes I had. Then I saw the kind of clothes I had, and she felt pity. So she gave me one of her dresses, since we wore the same size of clothes. I have to say, that blue dress that she gave me was so beautiful, and it suited me so perfectly, as if it was made just for me. The way it followed my body from top to bottom, I felt like a model when I looked in the mirror. She helped me with some of her makeup. That day, if I had told someone that I was from Maziwa, they would have called me a gorgeous liar. I looked so beautiful that when we got outside to where Mdu was, he almost didn't recognize me. They had come with Danai's boyfriends, or rather one of her boyfriends who had a car, and just happened to be close friends with Mdu. When we left Senga, where we stayed, heading to town, and we got to this nightclub called Bubbles. I had never been to a bar before, talk less of a nightclub. When we got inside this place, I was so scared because it was something I had never done or something I was not familiar with. Danai and her man went to get drinks, and she just left me with the handsome devil Mdudusi. In my mind, I was screaming, shouting, asking myself what in heaven's name I was doing. Upon seeing how scared I was, Mdudusi took me back to the car and we sat down and started talking. He did everything possible to make sure I was comfortable, and it all worked out. The voice of this guy was just something else. Every time he spoke, I felt vibrations all over my body. It was like talking to a robot or something. We sat in the car for about an hour, just talking and getting to know each other better. Then he asked me if I wanted anything to drink or if I wanted to just take a walk and enjoy the fresh air. I chose the walk for two reasons. One, I was avoiding going back into the club, and two, I was just enjoying his company. We got out and just started walking. I had never felt this safe around someone who was not my parent. He was such a gentleman. When I started feeling cold, he took off his jacket and put it around me. He made me feel like nothing could go wrong. We sat down by the side of the road on some grassy area, and he helped me. I just put my head on his chest and we relaxed there. The way I felt every time he spoke while my head was on his chest was just so electric. The fact that I had never had a boyfriend or a man in my life made this moment even more special. No wonder it is said that your first is always your best. He hit me with one of those romantic lines guys use when they're trying to win over a girl, and it worked for him. The next thing I knew, I was hearing the magical phrase, and that's when I completely lost control of myself. He helped me up, looked straight into my eyes, and he said, "Close your eyes. I want to give you something." I just said, "Oh, okay." I held out my hands, expecting to receive a gift. The sneaky devil had the audacity to give me a deep, mind-blowing kiss out of nowhere. I had never kissed anyone before or been kissed before. I have to say it was quite an experience. Now I see why people always go crazy about those things. It was so good, I could feel it not just in my mouth but all over my body. The way he put his hand around my waist to hold me felt just so perfect. The things he did with his tongue, guys, I felt like I was in a world of my own. A world where nothing could go wrong. While I was still enjoying the moment with my eyes tightly closed, he suddenly stopped. For some crazy reason, I hadn't noticed that he stopped, and I just kept facing up and doing weird things with my lips. And he said, "I'm sorry about that. I didn't mean to." I cut him off. "No, it's okay. You don't have to apologize. It was actually nice. I enjoyed it." "Oh, really?" he said. For a second there, I was afraid I might disappoint. "Well," I said, "this was my first time, so I wouldn't know which is disappointing and which is not. But I can honestly say that you're good at what you do, mister." He said, "I'll take that as a compliment." While we were still talking, his phone rang. It was Danai. They were now looking for us. I guess she was more worried about me than she was about her cousin. We walked back to the club and got to the car, where we all went home. I couldn't stop blushing. It was around 12 midnight when we got home, and that's when Du pulled me to the side and started showering me with more sweet nothing for about 10 minutes before he finally let me go inside the bed.